when you're transacting hundreds of millions of dollars, making decisions in seconds, it's a pressure cooker. But at the end of the day, you were doing it for a reason. You were representing Fidelity, you know, some of the largest hedge funds, institutions in the country. That was one of the most incredible jobs I've ever had in my life. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Still to this day, taught me so much about pressure and about how to diversify your risk. Anyhow, after 6 months of vacillating back and forth, I ultimately went to CNBC. Spent not too long there because in the middle I got pregnant with baby number 2 and came back after baby number 2, spent a little time, and one thing led to another. I was thinking about going back to Wall Street, wasn't sure if TV was the right thing, and all of a sudden the Today Show called. You know, who knew as a kid, watching Katie Couric, you know, Jane Pauley, all these things, that this would actually translate, and ultimately in the course of days my life went upside down, and all of a sudden I was re-signing to stay on to move to the Today Show. So I spent a couple years there, had a very interesting experience. It was insane, incredible, exciting, scary, all of those things. I didn't know anything really about television. I just knew how to talk, but I didn't know all the technical things. So Matt and Katie taught me so much about all these technical parts of television that you don't know, that you don't necessarily see behind the camera. And ultimately, when I was trying to decide what is next, and I got caught up in all the Katie Couric rumors and all that kind of stuff, I met with the heads of a lot of different networks, and one of the people I met was Roger Ailes, who runs Fox. And the first thing he said is, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "Listen, when I was on Wall Street, I ran a business. I was a strategic thinker. I miss running a business." And he said, "Well, so what about the TV thing?" I said, "Well, I love being on TV, but I miss running a business." And he said, "Well, good. I actually think you could be a player coach." Proceeds to tell me a story about a guy from the Cleveland Indians in 1948. His name was Louis Boudreau. And he tells me this story about Boudreau and how he was a player coach, he was a manager, he was on the field. They won the World Series that year. He was the MVP that year. This wonderful story. Long story short, I made the decision to go to Fox. I was the first hire for this new business network. And so now I'm a player coach, I'm in the management suite, and I'm also on air. I love the dichotomy. I just sent Roger, it's been almost 3 years, just sent Roger a 1948 signed baseball from Louis Boudreau to let him know that we haven't quite won the World Series, but we're making progress. And so I feel pretty excited and privileged that this is what I'm doing, and you know, who knows what's next? I have no idea. I've contemplated, been working on Steve Tisch and the New York Giants to see whether or not I should actually help run the Giants, because I'm a huge footballaholic. But I have no idea what's next, but I feel pretty cool that I get to talk to all these people and people like you, and it's been a really, really great ride. So there you have it. If you guys have any questions or anything, all right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you, guys.
Cool, sure, thank you.